Hello everybody, welcome back to Coaster Crazy channel, and today I'm going to outline 5 reasons why I think by 2024 Alton Towers is going to be better than Thorpe Park. Now obviously these theme parks are both situated in the United Kingdom, one near London, the other one in Staffordshire, Alton being in Staffordshire. So why do I think that it's going to be hands down, there's no arguing against Alton after next year? Well, obviously this year Alton has been nerfed a bit by Nemesis not being open, which brings me into number 1, the return of Nemesis. So obviously I know some people think it's underrated, but overrated, but I think it is the best ride at Alton Towers, and it, along with Smiler, carries the hell out of the Alton Towers lineup. So yeah, my first reason is Nemesis coming back. It just gives the all-round experience with the under the track intense experience, because Galactica is under the track, and there's moments where it's intense, such as like the sort of original pretzel loop. But I think that it doesn't give the whippy, ripping your head off leg chopper effect that Nemesis did, and I think the park is going to benefit greatly from the V-Track, especially saying that it's going to have another 30 years of Nemesis potentially after the V-Track. And now I want to move on to number 2, which is the overall coaster lineup. Now Thorpe, it stacks. It's got the UK's first wing coaster, the Swarm. It's got the Gerstlauer Eurofighter, Soar the Ride. It's got Stealth, the current tallest and fastest roller coaster in the UK. Second tallest behind the big one. And next year it's going to get Hyperia. But I think that Hyperia is going to be good, but it's not going to be as good as people are expecting it to. And I think it's going to be it's a bit overhyped, although I am excited to ride it next year. So yeah, I think that the overall ride collection at Alton is more solid. It's got a wider range of experiences. So it's got Wicker Man, which is the Woody. Obviously Thorpe hasn't got a solid Woody. It's not got a Woody at all, in fact. Obviously it's got the record breaker, the Smiler, with the most inversions in the world. It's got the first ever B&M dive coaster, which is the first vertical drop, even though it's not the first vertical drop, but that part doesn't matter. It's got the world's first vertical drop track as well, in 13, and it's got a hydraulic launch within Rita. So overall, I just think that it's a more stacked lineup than Thorpe Park, and I know that could be controversial because obviously it's supposedly the most villain theme park. But then that moves me on to the next factor, reason number 3. The theming and the theming in the whole park overall. So obviously, yeah, you get it with the Swarm. It's got a few head and leg choppers and all that jazz. But in Alton Towers, there's nowhere that you can go around the park without feeling fully immersed in the ride. Dark Forest could be the only place where you could argue that maybe you're not completely immersed in the theme park. But even then, it's still bloody well themed. It's got the Alton Manor there, or the real manor house. And wherever you go, there's theming all around, and it's something that you don't get at Thorpe Park. There's parts where it feels quite empty and just plain, and it doesn't quite hit the spot. Where at Alton Towers, there's obviously nothing was spared. They just went, yep, well, we're going to theme that to there, and even go through the gardens, they're beautiful. And obviously I know you go for the thrill rides, but the gardens are still there, so when you walk in from Smiles to Nemesis, let's say, you've got a really nice scenic break almost. And I don't know, call me an old woman, call me a grandma, but I don't care. I really, really like that part of the park, and the fact that it's got so much nice theming. And next, I want to move on to the food and drink. Now, obviously, they're all severely overpriced, and you're not going to get past that because the theme parks are owned by Merlin, the money-hungry little. But yeah, you know what I mean. So, yeah, and this is probably a controversial one, but I quite like the food at Alton Towers. Nothing I've had there really disappoints. It's all fairly tasty, and they've got a nice wide selection. Where at Thorpe Park, I found it a bit limited. I might not have gone to the right places, but at Alton, because it's a full resort, I feel and it's like a bigger resort, being more popular than Thorpe, I feel like it's just slightly more well-rounded in the food department than Thorpe Park, which can be small because I know a lot of people take lunches because they don't want to spend the whole life savings on, well, some chips and a Monster or some chips and a Pepsi. But that's my opinion personally. And now, I want to move on to the final reason. And the final reason is just the constant investment that, well, it's getting. Alton Towers gets so much more investment than Thorpe Park. You can guarantee that when you go to Alton Towers, there's going to be something new, something exciting that you haven't seen before. So, yeah, and I just think that they do it better at Alton. I don't want to sound like a slag for Alton, but it might as well be. Alton Towers they have the money there that's constantly pumped in. So Hyperion is the first roller coaster, like Major Thrill Ride. It was in a roller coaster that Thorpe have got since 2013 when they got the Swarm. Before that, it was the Eurofighter, the Ghost Level 1, being Solar Ride. And I just feel like it's a more consistent development over that's going to be appreciated more in the long run. Because Alton Towers, it's supposed to be 5 years to get a new roller coaster. Obviously, 7-year delay between Project Horizon, but that was because of COVID and lack of money there. But I just feel like Alton Towers overall have more money there that can be used to improve the park, and it is used very well, in my opinion. But I think that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you very, very much for watching, and sorry if it's a bit of a waffly one. I've tried my best. The audience retention is going to be shocking, I'm already aware. But thanks for watching. I hope you all have a lovely day. Comment your thoughts and opinions on it. Please like and subscribe. I'll see everyone next time. Thank you.